So no, I was going back to suicide. How would you kill yourself when you after you lose your penis, Woody?
I would take my paramotor because I'm 100% sure I can launch it. Landing it, we'll figure it out. But I'm launching it. I've got that licked.
Or not.
And go up to like 18,000 feet and land in a thing. I don't know. Do you want to skydive into a volcano or just the ground, or maybe the water?
Well, definitely not a volcano. I don't want to hit that meniscus and kind of like bounce off a tiny bit as my entire left side of skin.
You think you'll survive
evaporates.
That? Sears off.
Yeah, as it's just like, boom, ah! And then you sit there and you slowly sink in as you're just. Did you see Gollum die?
There should be an impact, right? Like,
did you see Gollum die in Mount?
He's going to be moving pretty fast, though.
18,000 feet.
It'll be painful.
He's going 150 miles per hour when he hits the lava.
Yeah, and it's going to suck for a little, like, I would rather have
150.
150 miles an hour. I think you're still looking at like at least 5 or 6 seconds of solid.
No way. You go. Woody's gonna be head first like a goddamn bullet.
He rises.
First of all, there's not a fucking prayer that Woody gets going 150 miles an hour in that parachute.
No. You
unclip.
That's terminal velocity for a human body.
No. So you're just gonna float. You're just gonna go up and
go
then,
up,
and then drop.
Unbuckle, swan dive.
You know what? Knowing the precarious situation the sky often has with wind, I would see you getting up above a volcano, like releasing yourself from it, and then you kind of just blow 20 yards north, and you just like kind of hit the side of the volcano.
Wouldn't you die then anyway?
Bounce down.
I mean, well,
yeah.
What if I just went to like?
Your way back up?
What if you just flew around New York City? Buzzed, waved to people, the skyscrapers, went to the top.
They'll shoot you down right away.
I wonder what people would do if they saw a paramotor. Like I swear, like they're just not that threatening, right? Like if I flew around in a plane, they'd be like, "Oh shucks, take that thing down." If you fly around with a fan on your back and a parachute over your head, well, they think you're lost or confused or.
They're going to do more than shake their fist at you. I guarantee it. I like to believe that there's like some gun batteries on the Empire State Building. They'll turn those on you. They like some 20mm cannons or something.
I wonder if they do have like
reasonable
defense syndrome.
They should, but
systems.
I'm sure they don't, right? I guess we're relying on the Air Force or maybe something like that.
We don't want to shoot the other buildings in the area. Pussies.
That is what would happen.
I definitely would not use a paramotor as my ticket out.
That's where the planes are.
All right. You can't just be against things. You have to be for something better.
I was for something better. Carbon monoxide.
Oh, that's
true. It's a tried and true method that I've seen in multiple movies and television programs.
But people survive it, too.
Only when they're rescued.
They get like brain dead for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The last thing you
also known as dead.
The last thing brain dead. Or just regular dead.
Going brain dead's even better because then like all those people that you didn't really like anyway have to look after you and keep you alive forever.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing you want. The last thing you want is like a failed gunshot wound where you're just from that day forward, Mr. No Lower Jaw. Where you're just like you're still alive and you have to like just. Oh, I used to not think I had much to live for. But every day now is a little brighter.
The only job you could get hired for is like warning high school students about the dangers of suicide.
Yeah, you have to lie to like Big Tobacco and say it was because of dip. This is definitely not because of that Remington 870. It was because of Skull wintergreen pouches. They made available to children. Like just.
I think I've told the story a couple times, but there was a guy like that in my hometown. I don't know where he is now. Maybe he actually passed away by now, but he shot himself in the head over some woman, and like the bullet took out his eye socket, like that area. So now his face is just ruined, and he has to wear an eye patch. And
that's the thing. Even if your aim is right and true, like as soon as the bullet hits something, it's going to fragment. Pieces are going to go in different directions. It could alter the direction of the bullet and the trajectory of the bullet. So, it's nothing to fuck around with.
Yeah, and what they say is if you like a common thing for shooting yourself, apparently, I don't know if this is a real fact or if I saw it on CSI, but you put your gun like too far forward on your head. And you just end up blowing through your eyes, basically, and you just blind yourself. And
what it is if you think about the trigger.
Did that to a deer once.
There's a if you ever spend any time at the range, if you hook the trigger too much with your finger and you don't just pull with the pad of the finger. Obviously, I think you guys are all gun guys, right? So you know that your shot will pull to the right. Well, it's the same thing with the head. In that last moment, you squeeze and flinch and you pull your whole muzzle that way, and then you just take out
What you need to do is be like that guy who made the suicide helmet with the 9 shotgun shells that would all simultaneously go into his head.
You mean the guy
you want
from
to turn
Saw?
Suicide into an art.
No, this is a real thing.
First. Put it on Pinterest.
Sounds like something out of the Saw trilogy.
It is something out of
Google. No, it's not. Well, it is actually kind of. They did a thing like that. But Google suicide helmet or suicide shotgun helmet, something like that. You'll see it. It's very ingenious the way he designed the thing. He had some inoperable brain tumor or something like that, so he wanted to make sure that there weren't any bullets deflecting off his skull or anything like that, I suppose. So I think it's 9 shotgun shells into his head at once or something like that. Maybe not shotgun shells.
Probably the
9
funnest
bullets.
way to kill yourself would
This
just
thing's
be
disturbing.
alcoholism.
Like
Over the course of decades.
I'm not showing this to
actually,
people.
I'm sure that gets to be not fun at all.
You're not going to show it to people?
Once you're in
Dude,
it.
I'm like, I don't know what it is about this helmet that creeps me out, but I feel like it'd get me age restricted. Like something.
Link it in the chat.
Yeah,
Okay.
show the group here.
It's not like
if you can.
it's not that bad, but like
If you dare.
yeah, I just
Looks like a
I don't want
Pokemon. What is that?
I don't want my IP address to be on the visitor log for this site. I feel like you're sending me to some hostile network where
you don't know Imager.
you're
Imager.
all right.
So yeah, my brother-in-law shadowed a coroner for a few weeks and showed him this strange contraption from the case of a 40-plus-year-old. Apparently, a young man constructed a suicide helmet that fired 8 shotgun shells into his head simultaneously. Oh, I'm sorry. The case was 40 years old. I didn't read it very well. And so this guy built a suicide helmet, fired 8 shotgun shells into his head at once, and.
But that is really overkill because if you're going to affix the device, believe me, one
Use
shell would do the
buckshot.
trick.
He used
That
as
guy
long- as
really
long as it's-
overestimated his toughness.
Yeah.
He used buckshot.
Yeah.
What is that? A third of an inch ball
Yes.
bearings that he basically
Yes.
fired out of there.
It is lead ball. Yeah, exactly right.
That's a. I bet he died.
That-
That's a closed casket. Yeah, and the people that lived in all the buildings next door to him in every direction.
That's
They
the
got their
beauty of
TVs
shotguns.
ruined. Yeah,
That
They're
is
fine.
serious. That's serious overkill because a shotgun is already overkill.
Yeah.
What an ingenious guy though. I think he had a brain tumor or something. So,
New
If you
topic?
do have to do it, I think carbon monoxide. I think that's the actual.
no suicide helmet for you.
No.
Fair enough.